What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Import Modify. We're going to go ahead and resurrect the Z32 RB25 Swap project. It's been on the list for a long time. I kind of forgot about it with other projects coming and going, but we're going to get back to it. I do have most of the parts to make this swap happen, but we need to make progress on it, right? And I want to go ahead and paint this engine bay before I put all the lines and stuff back into it. So my choice is black. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Rust-Oleum Professional. Now, doing things on a budget, if you watch my SRT4 build, I painted the engine bay with that type of paint and it came out really good, and I've done it with other projects. The quality of paint that comes out of it for 10 bucks a can, you can't beat it. And if you're gonna be doing things on a budget like I am, you can't beat it. So you guys will see the results once we're done. You'll see how well it comes out, and trust me, it's pretty good for what you got. And so I decided black, so it's gonna go ahead and hide imperfections and everything. And if you see right here, I cleaned up a lot of rust and stuff, but I couldn't get a proper white to match up without having to paint everything. And since I'm gonna paint everything, I'm just gonna go ahead and change it up and go black, right? So that's the way we're gonna do it. I don't plan to do the buckets and all that stuff. I just plan to get pretty much the firewalls, the frames, and the bulkhead, get all that black and paint it up, looking nice, and then from there we can add the lines and stuff. Now, this car right here, it is a 1996 300ZX non-turbo model, right? And when I was looking for a shell a long time ago to do this project, I wanted 96 because basically that year you can find the suede interior trim, and as you see looking inside of it, it's a really clean interior. This thing has got a really nice body on it. It's got really good interior. Here are the lines that I took out, the front bumper bar, things like that, windshield wiper linkage. So the body on the car is it's in great shape, and you know, it took me a while to find this, and once I did find it, struck a deal on it, and then I had a problem with the title, and then I had to pay an additional 800 bucks to get the title all worked out. But now I got the title, everything is all legit, and it's just been on the freaking lift long enough. We need to get this thing going, right? So I did mock up the RB25 mounts just to see how it all worked out, right there and right there, and I do have the rest of the RB25 mounts right there. RB25 is up on the engine stand over there. It's pretty much done for the most part, ready to go. I did repaint and everything. The transmission, that's pretty much ready to go. I do have a light, flywheel, and clutch, so we can mate those together and put it in there, but we got to do the paint first. And the way I'm going to go ahead and tackle this is I'm going to take the cross member, the suspension, and all that out as one piece. That way I can free everything up in there, mask things off properly, take off like the hoses that I cut and stuff, and things that I can't take off, I'll mask them off as properly as I can, and then we'll sand things down, and then we'll shoot it with the Rust-Oleum, and I'll show you guys the results. The stuff works, it works pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that paint. I've used it a lot, so let's go ahead and do it.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room, and damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Alright, so I stripped a lot off of the Z32 and I got things just about all prepped up. Now they had a lot of plastic little caps that plugged a lot of holes. I took those out and I've been piling everything in the corner here. And I knew that I had some upper adjustable camber arms, and I do, so I've found those. And I do have some budget coilovers and stuff that I ordered a long time ago. So I'll be ordering more suspension components to adjust the camber in the rear and get the toe arms and everything. I'll buy all that aftermarket. And I decided, I was looking at the different brands and stuff, and it can go to the really cheap, untrustworthy eBay brand shit, or you can go to the more expensive Z1 brand stuff, and the price range can go from a couple hundred all the way past $1,000. So I know that Rev9 is a good name brand on a budget. The fake ready intake that's on the RB25 is a Rev9, and it was actually pretty decent. So I decided I'm gonna get Rev9 parts for the suspension and all that, and then I'll be able to update all that and take care of that. But now that I got it tore down to this part right here, I decided that I'm gonna go ahead and power wash everything. I'm just gonna degrease the whole body since I have it like this up on the lift. I'm gonna do the underneath as well. The fender wells, as you can see, is nice and grimy. I'm gonna take the time and the opportunity to get everything nice and degreased and clean. I'll be using the Power Purple to do it with my pressure washer, and I'm gonna try not to make a total mess. Now, yeah, it's probably gonna happen, but I'm gonna use my push broom to help evacuate the water out of there, and we'll see how this ends up. I'll also take the opportunity to power wash and clean all this as well, right? So just taking care of that while I have the opportunity to do so. So after we get it all power washed and it's dry, I'll be also sanding and wet sanding with the Brillo, not a Brillo, a Scotch-Brite pad is what I'm gonna use. Water and Scotch-Brite, and clean and scrub all of the inside of the engine bay, and we'll get that nice and scuffed in and ready for paint. We'll dry it all up, and then we'll just go to town and shoot it, right? So still gonna have to mask things off, obviously, but let's just go ahead and get to it and start cleaning. All right, so as you can tell, it's been drying out for a little while. I had the fan on it while I went and run and grabbed the kid from school, and I was giving it the time to dry adequately. Now we're down to the point where we're basically just gonna go ahead and mask things off. I got some blue painter's tape and also some paper right there, and I'll just take the time, mask everything off, and make sure that I don't get any overspray in the things I want to keep white, like the buckets and this cross beam right here. And the rest of it is just pretty much a free-for-all, right? All right, so it's the next day. I gave it all night to cure up, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove the mask off of it and see how it looks without all the tape and whatnot on it. But as you can tell, this paint right here is pretty good, man. Very impressed with this paint. Rust-Oleum Professional. Now, I did this whole engine bay. These are like 10 bucks a piece, so $20 in paint and about $10 worth of tape and paper and whatnot. So yeah, 30 bucks and you can get these results. Just a little bit of prep work, not a whole lot of sanding involved, just a Scotch-Brite pad with some soapy water, scuffing it in nice and even. And the good thing about this paint here is, say if I scratch something and I go ahead and I touch it up with the paint, it'll lay even and it won't leave like a ring. You know, usually you use the cheaper paint and you go ahead and touch up and you'll have like an outer ring where it shows the new paint lay into the old paint, and you don't really have that issue with this paint at all. So it is a professional grade paint. It comes in a can and you can't beat it. Honestly, I've used it on a lot of different cars and I'm so happy with the results of it that I keep using it. The Z31 turbo right there, whenever I did a lot of the suspension components, I used the same type of paint and it's held up all these years. I mean, it's a strong, durable paint. So yeah, go get some and use it on your project. I highly recommend this paint. So let's go ahead and take all this off and then we'll see how it looks afterwards, right? So let's do it. All right, so we got the masking tape and everything off, and I don't know, I kind of got mixed feelings about the front end because of the white, and if you look at the paint right here, it's chipped and everything, and now the rest of it looks all beautiful, right? I'm trying to be a little bit lazy about it, honestly, because I don't want to take the time to get all this adhesive out right now. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this all right here black, and a lot of this is actually gonna be enclosed once you have the headlights and the front cowling and all that in place. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and cut to the chase and do some YouTube magic. I've been working on my Disney. All right, look at that, YouTube magic. I still got it. NASA, where you at? Hit me up, I got talent, right? All right guys, so we're one step closer to getting this car done. We're actually a big step, because this was actually quite a bit of work to get it done, and it was necessary because all the work we're gonna be doing is gonna be in the engine bay. But I do like the way it came out, and as you can see, it looks a lot nicer like that than it did with the white. You know, I did have chips and stuff in the paint, and as you can tell, that this paint lays nice and even, and it covers up imperfections. And the fact that it's flat black, it'll cover up even more imperfections. And it's not a show car or anything like that. It's just my own personal toy that I want to look good, and I think going this route is a good way in order to achieve that. You know, people go through and put expensive paint and stuff in an engine bay. Well, basically that's where you work at all the time. Drop tools, scrape it from pulling engines in and out. You know, if you pay for a real expensive paint job, you scratch that, I mean, you kind of screwed. I scratch this, I take a can, I spray it, and just forget about it, man. I mean, it's great. So get you some and try it on your project, and mark my words, I think you'll like it. It's by far been one of the better paints in a can that you can get off the shelf that I've found yet, and I enjoy using it for things like this, right? So with that being said, on this car here, I think the next episode is going to be the suspension. I'm going to order up the camber kit and everything, the arms and all that stuff, and we'll be cleaning this and putting those arms and everything and getting this shell to sit back on its own wheels. And then at that point, the cross member will be in place, right? And then we can work on the RB25, getting the transmission, all that sorted, and putting it into the car itself and getting it mounted up. And for the engine, I do have a Wiring Specialties harness. It's plug and play, and at the time when I had them build it, they were asking me what ECU I was going to be using, and I told them Haltech. And Haltech, they put the plugs on it, right? So it has to have a Haltech ECU. The problem with that is Haltech is very expensive. RB25s require like the highest level ECU that they make. So with that being said, it's costly. So I'm just gonna have to plan things out. Hopefully by the time we get everything put in and ready to go, I'll have money in order to make that happen. So I'm gonna have to pinch my pennies on the side and make it work out. So bear with me on this, guys. As you can tell, the interior of it, it's really nice. I showed you guys from the back of the hatch, but the dash is really nice, interior is really nice. The seats look pretty good. I mean, minus a couple little things. It's got like a tear on the seam right there, and a little mark right there, and it's got a little tear on that seam. But other than that, it's in great shape. Steering wheel needs to be replaced, and I plan to replace that. I've always wanted like a black suede wrap Sparco steering wheel, so I might just go ahead and get that. But it's not necessary for the time being to get the car going, but I'm saying later down the road, right? So let me show you guys the RB25. So here's the RB25. It's been sitting here for a little bit. I still got to put a couple accessories and all that on, but we'll figure that all out whenever we get to that point. It's there. The transmission's nice and painted. It had a lot of scaling from salt water when they shipped it, so I had to media blast it, get all that out of the ribs and stuff, and it's painted up and it's nice. So we have plenty of parts, plenty of content to make this happen. I think I'm gonna make this my main focus on the channel so I can get it mostly done, if not done, all the way. That's the goal, right? So stick around, and it's gonna be a whole lot of Z32 RB25 action going on. Nothing else, just this until I get it done, right? So that's all I got. I hope you guys have a good day or night. So till the next one, we get the suspension and get it going. Y'all peace out.